Hiya! Nice Hyena here. Today's video, I'm gonna talk about how I got offered drugs in an Uber, almost saw a guy get run over, and how I took fish antibiotics in Las Vegas! Yay!
I used to walk these roads with you.
Hiya! Nice Hyena here. Today's video is about everything that went wrong on my trip to Las Vegas. So last week, Manjira and I traveled to Las Vegas, and I was planning to do all of this cool stuff. I was gonna stream the whole thing, I was gonna film a bunch of stuff, but then I fell sick and a bunch of other stuff happened. So this video is about everything that didn't go right on my trip to Las Vegas. And I think there's some fun stories in here, so I hope that you enjoy. The first thing that went really wrong is I got sick. Now, I never get sick, but a couple of days before the trip, this mini bug that I had turned into some full-fledged demonic type cough that just would never stop. So the entire flight over there, I was just chugging down these cough drops and trying not to cough and annoy the fellow passengers around me. And my cough got so bad that as I was meeting a new fur friend, as I was trying to talk and not cough, I made these involuntary screaming sounds. So I'd be something like, "Hi, my name is the and it sounded actually worse than if I actually just coughed. So I wasn't feeling great. So this brings me to one of my first stories, which is how I ate fish antibiotics to get better in Vegas. So I woke up and realized that the only way I was going to get better is through taking antibiotics. However, I was missing my healthcare card. So in order to get antibiotics, I'd have to pay a lot of money for a doctor, and I wasn't about that. So I thought up of the genius plan of sourcing antibiotics without a prescription in Vegas. Now, for legal purposes, this story is completely fabricated. Wink, wink. Don't try this at home. Go and see a doctor. So anyway, I did Googling and I found out that there's this common life hack where people go to aquarium stores to buy antibiotics for their sick fish. So after doing some Googling, I realized that there's a store 15 minutes away from me that sells these antibiotics that I can use, hopefully. So I got to the aquarium store and then walked around like any tourist would do, just an interested casual tourist, carefully inspecting every aisle, looking for fish antibiotics. I must have gone through the entire store before realizing that the fish antibiotics were behind the counter, so I had to ask the lady at the counter for these antibiotics. Now, bear in mind, at this stage, I sounded really, really bad. So I didn't want for any reason for them to refuse me service, so I came up with this genius plan, which was to pretend not to be able to speak English and pose as an Asian tourist, which is a very self-racist stereotype that I'm playing for myself. So I came up with a fake shopping list on my phone, went up to the counter and said, excuse me, do you have any of this one? And then I pointed to the fish antibiotics. And she's like, yep, the fish mucks? Okay, how many do you want, 12 or 30? And then, even though I was lying, I still messed up. Because she asked, do you want 12 or 30? And I said, I would like to have only 12. I only need 12 for my fish. So I couldn't even lie properly. So after some more awkward small talk, trying to divert the attention away from the fact that I was buying fish medicine for myself. Can you mix these with the goldfish? I bought the fish antibiotics and then got out of there. Went back to the hotel room, took my course of fish medicine, and within a couple of days I was feeling a lot better. So yeah, that's the story of how I took fish antibiotics to get better in Vegas. The next story is how I got banned from fursuiting on the strip. So I actually did a live stream and it was a lot of fun. I walked around in fursuit. I tried virtual reality for the first time.
Chair's like vibrating and we're in a helicopter.
I took pictures in some really cool places. It was a lot of fun. But midway through my suiting adventure, security came up to me and said, sorry, you can't fursuit here. So I didn't realize this, but all kinds of fursuiting in certain areas are completely banned. So I'm not allowed to fursuit there anymore. Whoops. But furries aren't completely banned from Vegas, so it's all good. The next story is about how my Uber driver offered me drugs. So once again, say no to drugs. So I get into this Uber to go from hotel to hotel, and the Uber driver pulls up in this really expensive car. And he looks like about my age, so I'm thinking, oh, okay, he seems to be doing fine. And we get to talking, and he's taking this very party boy line of questioning. He's asking,
Oh, so you out in Vegas to F some B's?
fling some baseball. That's totally what he meant. And I'm like, not really, I have a partner. And then he's like,
Oh yeah, we all got a partner. Anyways, if you and your boys are looking to have a good time,
and then he just rattles off this list of like 12 different things that he offers. This is really brazen. He's in an Uber. He's met me for like 5 minutes and he's just offering me all of this illegal stuff. And I'm like, no thanks. So that was just another experience that confirmed, okay, I'm in Las Vegas. And it also explained why he had like an $80,000 car and he was in his mid-20s. Okay, this is probably the most shocking one. I almost saw a guy get hit by multiple cars. So we were in front of the Bellagio fountains, which is really pretty, and they do this fountain show. Shortly after it ends, and we're talking in our groups, we turn around and there's this guy that jumps over the railing and just runs across traffic. And cars literally have to brake to not hit him. And then he gets on the hood of this car and just rolls around. And it's a nice car. And the dude gets out and he's about to punch him, and then the police like blare their sirens so he doesn't hit him. So he shoves the guy away. And then the guy runs all the way across traffic again. So he almost gets hit by more cars. And somehow he dodges 8 different cars. He doesn't get hit. And then he climbs back over the railing and just starts to harass more people. So I don't know how this dude survived, but this was just one of the craziest things I've seen in Vegas. Okay, so this next part's where my fursuit breaks and I miss my flight. So it's the third of 3 nights. I'm only just starting to feel better, and I feel like I didn't really have the proper Vegas experience. So I was kind of getting a little bummed out. And to top this all off, after fursuiting that day, I couldn't zip my fursuit back up. It completely broke. Luckily, Cloud, who's a fursuit maker, was in the same room, and he so very graciously offers to not only fix my fursuit, but let me crash at his if I stay for a couple extra days so we can fix the fursuit. So it's like 4 a.m. My flight's in like 5 hours. I haven't had any sleep yet. I don't want to leave Vegas, so I kinda accidentally missed my flight. If I don't get my fursuit fixed, I basically can't film anything. So I decide to take the extra days. I feel bad kind of leaving Majira behind, but he's really cool about it. I promise he was cool about it. And you know what? It was really worth staying in Vegas for a couple extra days. Cloud fixes my fursuit, and I really have some fun, especially because I'm not feeling sick anymore. So it's great. Okay, so this is the part where we get really fat. So I go with Cloud and Carino to this place in Fremont Street called Heart Attack Grill. Now Fremont Street is this really cool outdoor shopping mall district. It's a little bit off the strip, but there's a zip line there, and it's lots of fun. Heart Attack Grill. This place is world famous for having some of the highest calorie burgers and some of the most unhealthy food in the world. And we're going there to eat. So when you step into this restaurant, they give you a medical gown, because it's like they're preparing you for a heart attack, right? And all the waitresses are dressed as nurses, and there's just this medical theme. And then also people are getting spanked and there's karaoke. It's this really crazy time. So I'm like, I'm above that. I'm not about all that silliness. So we get our meals, and then I have one shot, and then I completely reverse my decision. And then I get up and I do some karaoke.
Heading on down to the love shack.
Carino, after one shot, decides, you know what, he's gonna get spanked. Although the burgers tasted really bad, like it was one of the worst burgers I've had. It was just like dipped in lard. Everything was just so fatty and filling and unsatisfying. But you know what? I still had a good time. I wouldn't eat there again. I recommend going there for the experience and not the burgers. Yeah, that was a really strange experience. I also got to have my first meetup on this trip, so that's fun. So while I'm live streaming, I decide with the chat that I'm going to meet up at this specific area on the strip at 7 p.m. And you know what? A bunch of people turned up, and we got to hang out, we ate dinner, we built these cars out of Chipotle utensils.
Oh, this is explosive science.
It was a lot of fun, and it was really cool hanging out with some fans. So that was really fun. And that's it. That's everything that went wrong on my Vegas trip. So overall, it was a really fun time. I got to make a lot of cool new friends, and you know what? I would definitely go back there again. So thank you everyone for watching. Also, thank you to all my super secret patrons for your support. don't tell anyone about it. It's a secret. It's a secret. It's a super, super secret thing. Stay tuned for... Oh, hello. Do you have the fish antibiotic? I need 500 fish antibiotic. No, I'm not eating for myself. No, for my fish. I have lots of fish. They're very thick. Why you refuse of? No, I am tourist. I need fish supply.